this might be our craziest adventure yet. When we first flew into Vietnam, we were only meant to be here for 5 days. And after just a couple of days of exploring Hanoi, we realized that this was an impossible task. And we eventually worked our way to spending 14 days in northern Vietnam. Over the next hour and a bit, you'll witness our unforgettable journey through this incredible country where we'll travel from Hanoi to Ninh Binh and Cat Ba Island. So get your popcorn, get comfortable, and grab a friend because this is our most exciting and unpredictable adventure yet. Good morning, everybody. Oh, my voice cracked. Good morning, everybody. We have made it to none other than Hanoi, Vietnam. And as you can probably already tell from the background noise, there is a lot going on. Horns honking, people are on the streets, motorcycles, there's markets. It is very lively and I love to see such vibrant life around me. And yeah, this is our first day here, so we're just gonna go off and start exploring. But what do we need if we're gonna explore like any of these other chaotic countries? A motorcycle. Let's go.
We are on our way to pick up our motorcycle. Now the question is, will I be able to drive in this? It is more chaotic than anywhere else we've been. There are people honking, there are cars honking. I'm like, we'll see if we survive.
So we have rented our little motorcycle, and what was the first thing that we asked for? Of course, helmets. Oh, the honking is crazy. But anyways, this little helmet is what we were given, and it seems to be what like everyone here is wearing, and I swear it's not doing a thing, but if it is for peace of mind, I will wear it. So we had to make our first stop obviously at Some Pho because it is one of the most popular Vietnamese dishes known to man and a personal favorite of mine. So we have made our first stop at Pho Tin, which is one of the most popular pho places in Hanoi, and I think they even have multiple different locations, so I am excited.
Guys, driving here was wild. The traffic, oh my gosh, I don't know how people drive here, but our first drive, we made it through. We made it through.
Get it! Thank you so much.
Okay, we've received our bowls. I'm gonna try some of the broth first because I feel like that is the most important part, arguably. Oh my gosh. I don't think you understand, as someone who loves pho in Canada, this does not compare at all. It is so like rich with flavor. They even have like more sauces that you can put in, but the flavors are just really, how do you even, I'm gonna let Dwayne try and describe it because it doesn't come, it's like the flavors don't make words, it's just like a feeling. Hey, it is time to just dig in. This is somewhere where I feel like I should learn how to use chopsticks properly. Okay, this slaps. Oh, it is so rich, so fresh. Like I don't even like cilantro. I like cilantro in this. That's how good it is.
One of the things that we got with our pho was this little fried, I don't know, it looks like a churro, but it's not a churro. And you dip it in here. I saw other people doing it, so that's how I know, but you dip it in. That's delicious. Oh my. Guys, this is, it's like, you get the flavor of the pho in there, but you also get like a nice, crunchy, soft dough. It's like dipping bread in tea, if you've ever tried that before. This is amazing. Wow, after that delicious meal, it is now time to go to Cafe Giang, which is the first cafe to start the egg coffee. And the egg coffee is very interesting. I'll let Caitlin, the coffee connoisseur, tell you all about it.
So egg coffee is a what I think a very popular thing here in Vietnam. And like Dwayne said, one of the first, if not the first, places to sell egg coffee here at Cafe Giang. And I'm very excited because I love coffee. Dwayne doesn't like egg yolk, like it's the egg yolk that they use to froth it up and some other like sweeter ingredients. He's freaked out by eggs, so I don't think he's gonna try it unless it's a sip of mine, but I am so excited. Apparently it's delicious.
Oh yeah, I definitely will not be trying egg coffee. Let's just get that out of the way. I just don't like egg yolk. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
So the cafe is right in front of us. We're about to go in, but I want to just talk real quick about the price of things here. It is so cheap. So you see that big bowl of pho that filled my belly? That was only like $3 or 70,000 Vietnamese dong, which is not bad at all. Quite a steal, may I say so myself. I felt like I should have ran out of there. But let's see how much the egg coffee is. I've got my egg coffee here, and it's really interesting why they have this in the first place. So apparently in one of the wars with the French had cut off their supply for milk and cream and all of that. And so what did they do? They tried to reinvent how to make good coffee without the milk, without the cream. And so came the egg coffee, where they use egg yolk and froth it up and use some other sweeter ingredients to make what I hope is a delicious coffee. So let's try. Oh, okay. It's like sweet. They have it in like a bowl with hot water to keep it warm, I guess. I'm gonna stir mine up a little bit because the foam on the top is like, it doesn't taste like egg. It's like a very frothy and very sweet. Not too sweet. Okay, here we go. Oh yeah. I like it. It's, I think, more so an espresso shot because it's a smaller cup. And then they've probably got some, I don't know, it's like sweet. I don't understand why it's so sweet. I'm sure there's sugar in it, but the frothiness and the creaminess is, I'm a fan. It's amazing.
And guys, as promised, I did not get an egg coffee, but instead I got a salt cream coffee, which they use condensed milk and salt. I don't know how this is gonna taste, but let's dive right in. That's good. It's like a creamy and salty taste, but it's also sweet as well. It's like, you know those sugar popcorns with salt in it? It tastes just like that, and then you get that hit of coffee. This is delicious. Like, this is one of the top 3 coffees I've had. Top 3 coffees right here.
I had a sip of Doyen's, what do you call, salty cream coffee, and it is actually like dessert. So, for the reasons, 2 reasons. Actually 3 reasons. How many reasons did I have? It doesn't matter. My reasons being, I can never get enough caffeine, so it makes sense to get a second one. Number 2, it was amazing. I had to have it myself. And number 3, I see it like as a little dessert. It's like a little reward for, I guess, surviving the morning, let's just say. Wow. Wow.
So, besides driving a bike, another dangerous sport here is crossing the street. Each time you cross, it's like the light is green for you, but cars still go, motorcycles still go. It's like they don't care.
It doesn't matter. It's more of a suggestion, honestly, for them.
So we've learned it's a suggestion rather than a rule. So now you just gotta keep your eyes peeled when crossing. We walked around 5 minutes from that delicious coffee shop, and we are now at, where are we, baby?
Hoang Kiem Lake, which is a lake right in the center of Hanoi, and it looks gorgeous. This whole area that it's around is amazing. You can kind of see the French influence in the buildings. It's a little calmer, at least at this hour. I don't, oh, you hear the honking? Never mind, it's not calmer. We have ventured over to the Hoang Kim Lake, which is gorgeous, and we were just gonna walk around it, but then we noticed that there was a very beautiful bridge leading to a little island within the lake. So we thought, okay, we're gonna go check it out. And turns out it is a temple that is on this little island in the middle of the lake. And it is called, drumroll please while I search it up, Gok Song Temple. And it's really gorgeous. It has that classic Vietnamese style architecture, and I'm really excited to check it out. Even this bridge leading up to it is gorgeous, and the lake, it's like a nice foggy, misty day, and I feel like it's just overall the vibe.
So we just finished at the temple and it was gorgeous. So now we're gonna walk around the lake, taking the beauty, taking the chaos as well, because there's a lot of chaotic things happening around us. Cars moving full speed, people trying to cross the roads, honks blaring, but overall it's just also very serene over here. And then after walking around the park, taking in some of that beauty, we're going to go to the Temple of Literature, which is where university and high school students go to pray for good grades. But as Mrs. 4.0 over here has taught me, you can't pray for good grades. You just gotta get them. You just gotta get them.
So we made it to the Temple of Literature, and it's absolutely gorgeous. We've got some amazing architecture here, surrounded by just a very serene garden. Things are very, I don't know, like I hear the traffic around me, but the way that the rain is kind of a mist over the garden, and we've got the architecture, it's quite the vibe. And this hosted the Imperial Academy back when it was first built to honor the first national university in Vietnam. So it's pretty cool.
I have officially been inspired to become a scholar by the Temple of Literature. Isn't that right, baby?
I think you were always a scholar. You just need to believe it. Well, I'm the inspiration. Oh, plot twist! After all that scholarly work, we need to refuel our brains, replenish our energy with none other than some more pho.
Breakfast pho, lunch pho, dinner pho. This is what we're doing day one. But I don't know if Caitlin's gonna let me do dinner pho. So till then we'll see what we have for dinner. But I'm so excited to eat this pho, taste it, and kind of see what it's like.
Okay, so I can't remember what this was actually called. I thought it was gonna be more like a pho, but I've got the soup or the broth separate from the rest of the ingredients, like the chicken. Looks like there's some kind of crispy onions, nuts, spring onions, chicken. I think I already said chicken, but anyways. And I thought I was supposed to pour the broth in, but we asked, and apparently it's just separate. So I'll eat some of this stuff, and then I'll take some soup and drink it kind of side by side. But let's see how it is. It looks a lot different than the pho we had this morning. And I can't use the chopsticks properly, so bear with me. The noodles are different. They're like, I think it has soy sauce in them as well. That's good. And then with the broth. Oh. The broth slaps. I actually like this potentially more than the one this morning. I don't even know what to say. It's like, it feels like home. You know what I mean?
Alright, so guys, this place is called Pho Gan Mai Mu, and I completely butchered that, and I know I did butcher it. But let's try my pho. I got a chicken pho, and I'm very excited just to dive into it. Guys, it's like the noodles is softer than the ones this morning, but the broth is also very flavorful. It's definitely different from what we tried this morning in a different way. They're both really good, and this is also really good. Like, oh my gosh, I'm excited to dive in.
So we took some time to rest a little bit, and now it is nighttime and we are hungry. We are gonna go find a little something to eat, and then we have tickets at 9:45 to the water puppet show, which is a really popular thing here, I think all in Vietnam, but I have no idea what to expect. Water puppet show, you know as good as I do what to expect, so let's find out.
We have arrived at the restaurant Ba Shan Ta, and I butchered that again, so we're gonna have it right there for y'all to see. We came here quickly because we have a puppet show coming up in the next 35 minutes, and we have around 10 minutes to finish eating this delicious meal. But we'll let you know how it tastes.
We've got our food here and it looks amazing. I'm very excited to dig in. We've got the noodles and spring roll and some other kind of toppings that we can put in, mix it all up. And the idea is, we were explained to, is that you put in the noodles kind of one little bit at a time, eat it up, dip your spring rolls in, and overall just kind of assemble it little by little. So let me grab some noodles. I'm gonna grab some meat, of course. That's amazing. All the flavors are complemented so well. It's mild, flavorful, different. It's not oily. It's honestly, everything is just perfect. That's the only way I can describe it. That was quite literally the best food that I think we both are in agreement that we've had in Hanoi so far. And I think it's a shame that we had to rush because we were going to the water puppet show. So let's go speed over.
Guys, we barely made it. We were rushing, and I thought we were gonna make it. But through the rain, we made it through the Vietnam traffic.
The puppet show was such an interesting concept. When we first walked in, there was people that were on either side of the show before the show had even started, playing different instruments that we had never seen before, making just the most amazing music, and then went into telling the story of these different characters that kept coming in and through on the stage. And it was really interesting. They were speaking in Vietnamese, but we had English headsets that told the story to us in English, and I don't know what was happening to the fullest extent. Everyone was laughing. There was laughing going on, the people that were telling the story, but it was really cool. I still don't know how they did everything and how everything was coordinated, but it was top tier. It was a lot of fun. It was something that we've never done before, seen before. I still don't really know how they made the puppets move like that, but it was very entertaining, and I loved seeing the different instruments that the people that were orchestrating the music had going. Anyways, an experience, and I think we had a really good day. Really full day, full of great things, and now we gotta go back, have a good rest so we can have another great day tomorrow.
Good morning. It is another busy day here in Vietnam, and we are going to the famous train street. You know all those Instagram posts where you see the trains going by, people drinking coffee? Yeah, we're doing that. We are doing that, but it is busy. We're back to that bustling culture with motorcycles everywhere, trying to watch wherever you're going. It's wild out here in Vietnam. It is wild. Also, word advice for anyone out there looking to walk in Vietnam: don't walk. get a motorbike.
Just don't.
Literally, just don't walk. There is traffic everywhere. There's no such thing as a sidewalk because all the motorbikes are parked on the sidewalk. So theoretically, you're forced to walk on the road. So just don't walk. Just get a Grab or rent a motorbike.
We're at Train Street where the train tracks run right along, right through a bunch of restaurants, cafes, and they've kind of made it this really beautiful area where people like to come see because it's very unique, nothing like I've ever seen before. And I mean, I've seen people on the tracks chilling and vibing, and yes, the gate, like where the train would come through, is closed, but I still don't know if I would risk it. So it is just a very really cool concept and something that I think a lot of people just haven't seen. So we're gonna go find something to eat, maybe get some coffee, and sit right by the train tracks, hopefully. The area where the train would actually be coming through is closed. There's a gate actually blocking the tracks on the other side. And so no train is actually going to be coming through here right now, which makes sense because there's people sitting on the tracks. And I thought to myself, no, I don't think that's a good idea, but obviously the gates are closed. And we saw and talked to a really nice lady who told us that the next train time is at 3 o'clock and it's currently 12. So I think we'll just have a coffee, go somewhere else for lunch, and then come back so we can actually see the train coming through because that, come on, that's like the main attraction. We stopped to, as promised to me, really, to have our coffee, and I got another, both me and Dwayne, another creamy salted coffee. So it is the same one as yesterday, but I noticed that it's definitely less sweet, more salty, which for me I love because I don't like when things are too sweet all the time. Sometimes I do, you know, I'm in the mood, but it's got that really nice balance, and I mean, it's so creamy, amazing. I don't know, it's just different, but it's so good. As a coffee girl, this is my dream. After that delicious coffee, y'all know that we had to make our daily fast stop. So we took our trusty little bike and pulled up to you know what, I'm not gonna try and pronounce it. This is the name of the place that we have chosen to come to, and I don't think it was a mistake because we pulled up and immediately my nose was slapped with the best smell that has ever been graced with. So let's go find out if it is as good as it smells. The smell is now right in front of me. I'm saying it is something else. I put a little bit of fish sauce in, what I assume is fish sauce. Everywhere we've been to so far has like this, and yeah, they've got some other things, but I've just put the fish sauce in. I'm just gonna take a bite of noodles and beef. Okay, it's a lot more of like a mild flavor. I'm gonna try some broth. Oh, but the broth is like, how do I explain? Like it's warmer, if that makes sense. It's like not as bold of a flavor. It's warm, it's comforting, and it really melts well with like that more simple flavor, I'd say.
Guys, attempt to give my take on what this tastes like. The noodles are different from the other places we've tried, but it feels like home. It feels like I'm eating at home. I mean, obviously it's not the food I'll eat at home, but it's so warm. It is really delicious. This is busted. 10 out of 10.
So every place that we've been to for pho has had these little like churro looking things. I think Dwayne pointed them out at the first place, and I didn't really love the flavor of them, and so I'm always like, no, I don't really want them. And then Dwayne suggested strongly that I try it, like as dipping it in and then grabbing some of the noodles and beef and then eating a full bite with it all. I'm telling you, wow, that was like a better bite than the last one. It elevates it 10 points. Like, if you're gonna eat it anyway, it has to be that way.
That was so delicious. We fueled our bodies. Now it's time for us to go check out some history.
We're at Halong prison, which is a prison that has been converted into a museum. but the prison was originally created in the 1800s by French colonists to, I guess, keep people in here during the war, and then later on used by North Vietnam during the Vietnam War for US prisoners. So it's got a lot of history and shows a lot of stuff through the tons of stuff that these people have been through in all the wars. So let's go learn some stuff.
The resilience of the Vietnamese people is through the roof. After going through the prison, it goes to show such hardship they endured before the Vietnam War and during the Vietnam War, and they found creative ways not only to escape but also to change the situation and come back as leaders in their society. Overall, it was such a great experience, and anyone who's here, I recommend 100% come check this out. It is definitely eye-opening.
We are back at Train Street, and originally, because we wanted to come back here, we went to a different spot and we realized it looked a lot different. There was a lot more lights and it would have been fine, but we promised that we'd come back to this place, and the spring rolls looked really delicious. So we drove about 7 minutes down and finally got our seat, secured a seat, and now we're excited to live through the experience.
Wow guys, that was such an experience. To be honest, I was kind of scared the train was gonna hit me because it was so close. There was like literally less than 30 centimeters of space in between us.
Like that. I knew it was gonna be fairly close, but I didn't know how close, and so we had ridden our motorcycle here and parked it just like on the side of the train tracks. And when the train came and when I saw how close it was to us, I thought to myself, oh my gosh, it's gonna hit the bike. And I was so relieved when it passed by, and the bike was fine, obviously, but if that gives you an idea of how close it was, oh my gosh.
Guys, it's definitely an experience that you have to come check out. The Hanoi Train Street. We're gonna link the location where we're at because it's actually quieter than the main train street, because when we got there it was packed with people. That's why we came back to this original location. So we're gonna link it down, but this place is gorgeous. A sight to see. It is now nighttime and we are currently in the old quarter where the city comes alive, where party goes on all around us, and there is multiple shops of food, clothing stores, and we're here mostly for the food. So let's see what we can find and we'll take you guys around with us. So at nighttime, they actually section off the old quarters, blocking all cars and motorcycles from coming in here unless you work here or live here. And guys, we are walking on the street for the first time without feeling undisturbed, without feeling like we're about to be ran over by a motorcycle or a car. This is an amazing feeling. I'll take it. There are people everywhere, music playing, shops are open, they're selling things. It is very lively here.
And there was people, you know, like dancing to the music, and at first me and Joanne thought that they were just like random people vibing to music, but then I think they were people a part of something, like a group that was dancing, because they started looking kind of professional, and I'm glad I didn't just like hop in there and start busting my whack-ass moves.
Moral of the story, don't just jump into any dancing class. Check around, see if they're professionals.
I mean, you could. Okay, so we got this because purely we thought it looked cool, and I'll be honest, I have no idea what it is. It says something about ice cream on the little poster that it's beside, but it don't look like ice cream to me. And I'm not gonna attempt to just eat this right away. I think I need Dwayne's help. So we'll let you know how it is. Oh. Oh. I'm sorry, it's like a weird sensation because it's so cold that I was like, you know, no, I don't know. It was like my mouth was freezing but not at the same time. Very weird sensation, but it's not bad.
That was the craziest experience yet. Oh my goodness, I've never been in a place that is so busy, so packed, just so full of people trying to get your attention while you're just trying to walk through. It was a wild experience, but thankfully we made it through, right?
And may I add that every single person in that packed space was in fact a tourist. Like, just catering to us left, right, front, center. And I mean, like, it worked for the most part because we were walking through, there was a lot of people, restaurants were busy. We have made it out mostly. I think we're kind of on the outskirts of the old quarter now. I think it is sufficient to say that we are done for the night. We did a lot of walking around, a lot of exploring, and we have to be up semi-early tomorrow, earlier than we've been getting up, so we gotta get back, hit the sack, and we'll see you all back tomorrow.
Good morning. We are live from the middle of nowhere because we are on our way to Ninh Binh, where we're going to be doing some activities today, and we're so excited because we're going to climb up a mountain, potentially go biking, and a bunch of other stuff in there.
Yeah, honestly, like when we booked this, I didn't know what we were gonna be doing, and we were in a rush this morning, so I wore this, and I'm just hoping I make it through because I have no idea what to expect, but I'm excited regardless.
So let's go!
Okay, so we have made it to our first destination, which is Moa Cave, I think. And we'll be walking up a trail that leads us all the way to the top of a mountain where we supposedly will have an amazing view of everything. And I'm excited because just walking on the ground here, everything is so beautiful. There's huge rocks all around us. And then I believe we can go in the cave, explore. So let's get to it, start walking.
Walking up the stairs, oh, it's a lot of work.
I will say though, sorry, I'm glad that it's stairs and not just like straight up dirt, because I feel like that's harder. I
don't mind straight up dirt because it's like you're kind of hiking a mountain. In Alberta, where we're from, there are lots of mountains. We go for hikes all the time, but I don't know. I feel like stairs are like, it's like doing the Stairmaster at the gym. I feel like it's harder than just walking up a mountain. We are halfway up, and as you can see, I'm sweating. It is.
He's always sweating.
I'm always sweating, but it's not an easy task. Let me just say, maybe for Caitlin it is, but for me, I'm sweating. Woo.
So we've made it mostly to the top. There is, kind of came to a fork in the road where you could turn left or right, and the left side was a lot busier, so we obviously opted for the right side, and it's a gorgeous view. On the left side, there is a bit of a higher peak, not too much higher, not like it's worth going just that bit higher, but there's a really cool kind of dragon structure that's, I guess, alongside the mountain there that people are, that's why it's busy. People are kind of climbing on, and it's gorgeous, but I think just from this side it's a little less busy, you have a bit more space, and you can actually see it from that view. So it's gorgeous all around from here too.
We have made it down the mountain, and oh my goodness, the amount of steps that we climbed was ridiculous, but the view up top, oh, oof. oof, it's a once in a lifetime view for sure, for sure.
And we even survived a few slips on the way down. So you definitely got to be careful, especially when it's raining. I found a lot of the little stones and steps were slippery, but it's worth the mild danger.
Yeah.
Mild danger.
She's only saying that because she slipped, but I also saw a couple other people slip, but they caught themselves, and so far everyone's making it down the mountain safely. So when you're coming here, make sure you bring proper shoes.
Yeah. This is now where we're at Moi Cave, which is a lot bigger than I thought it was gonna be, and they've got like actual kind of what do you want to call it, pavement that they've made underneath. It makes it a bit easier to walk in. So we're gonna go and see how far it stretches and see if we can find anything weird, cool.
So we just came out of Moi Cave. There wasn't anything too fancy in there. It's just a very big cave, but it's pretty cool what they've done with it to be able to add like chairs. You can go out there, sit, have a drink, relax. Not a bad experience.
We have made our way over to Hualu, ancient capital, which is a gorgeous temple that is right behind me, and it's got a really nice bridge that leads up to it. I love when they have like the bridges with the flags all across. It doesn't have the Vietnam flag on it, but it's red, so it gives me that vibe, and I really love it, especially surrounded by the nice river, all the rocks, and it's no wonder it's so gorgeous because this is where the Vietnam king was, the first king of Vietnam. And I love the scenery, it's gorgeous.
Let's talk about scenery. There are not a lot of places in the world that you will stop and say, wow, like this I have to stop and see. And it seems that it's just all over Vietnam. Wherever we go, we're finding ourselves stopping and just taking in the scenery. Like, this is gorgeous.
Wow. So we've just walked through the temple, and it's just a very small little building. We didn't go all the way around like everyone else was doing because there wasn't really much to see, in our opinion. Maybe we missed something, I don't know. But it reminds us a lot of the Temple of Literature that we were at just a couple days ago. Just the design of the temple, and I guess the gifts that they place for the idols. It's all very similar, but I mean the structure is beautiful. It's got really intricate details on the roof, and just kind of all the surrounding gardens are amazing.
We have now finished in Hualu, the ancient capital, and our next stop is going to be a nice serene boat rides through the area. We haven't done that before.
Yeah.
Hopefully we don't fall in the water.
I am a great swimmer. I'll save Dwayne if he falls in. As long as he gives me some kisses in advance, he'll be safe.
Deal.
Deal.
So we are now on the river cruise, and Caitlin's laughing at me because I'm calling it a cruise, but it's around 2 hours. You get this beautiful view of the little islands all around this area, and you just get to enjoy nature while being rained on. I mean, it doesn't get better than this, but I actually don't mind the rain. It's pretty nice.
I was laughing at Dwayne because I was like, these ain't no islands, and then I thought about it. I was like, okay, what constitutes something as an island? It's like a big rock that's sticking out, and I feel like potentially I could climb it and be on it and claim it as my island. So let's give Dwayne a round of applause for being innovative. Just got off the boat, and I would say it was like 1.5 to 2 hours, which is a long time to be going all around here, but it was gorgeous. And the most impressive thing is that these people rowing us along did the work the entire way. I mean, I can't imagine. I was complaining about my butt being sore, but I have no excuse because they were working hard and it was totally worth it. It was a great view. I'd say maybe 2 hours feels a bit long when I'm thinking about my legs, my back, and my butt being a little sore, but it was gorgeous nonetheless, and I wouldn't regret, or I don't regret anything. What a long day, honestly. A long day, but a very good day. We got to see some really cool things that we had never seen before, some new sights, some stuff that we've seen like online that you finally get to see in real life, which is kind of surreal to see something online and then be right in the midst of it. So it was a good day. It was worth the 2-hour drive both ways, which is not too bad, but you know, like it takes a toll on you. And anyways, we're ready to get to bed because we spent all day hanging out. So see you later.
Tomorrow.
Good morning. We have rested up and woke up a little earlier than usual because we wanted to try some pho for breakfast, which is nothing out of the ordinary, but this pho place that we're going to today is only open from 6:30 a.m. until 10 a.m., which is kind of crazy, and it warrants a big crowd because of this, either because it's a short window or because it's really good, or both. So let's go find out. It's called Pho Tulun True. See, this is why I didn't try and pronounce the one we were at yesterday or the day before. So we'll link it right here so you can find it for yourself, and let's get to it. So this is definitely the busiest place that we've been to so far, and I am very excited to see why it is the busiest place. Excuse me. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think this is why. It smells amazing. Okay, I'm gonna try some broth here. The broth is definitely like a richer kind of flavor, a little creamier, I'd say. It's almost like, and I could be wrong, but it's almost like they used chicken broth to kind of melt everything together because it's got that kind of like thicker, creamy texture. I'm gonna take some meat. The thing that's interesting about this place is that they have the raw beef and they put it in and then pour the broth on top, and because the broth is so hot, it cooks everything all together. And I think just like the simmering of everything in the bowl makes it so cohesive, if you will. It's amazing. Delicious.
That's how you know Caitlin enjoys a bowl of pho, when she drinks it directly from the bowl itself. That, I have to agree with her, was one of the most delicious bowls we've had here so far. It is a great experience. A delicious start to the morning. It's time to get Caitlin some coffee before she chomps my head off.
Alright, so after our early morning pho, we had to just go back to the hotel, get showered, get all dressed up, and then head back out. We're going to do some exploring and take you guys along with us, so let's get to it.
One of the interesting things in Vietnam is wherever you are, there's always someone who's prepared to give you a service. We sat down for some coffee, and before I know it, some guy came asking because he saw my shoes. He's like, "Damn, those shits are dirty." Yeah. He was like, "They are dirty."
And he wasn't wrong.
And he's like, "Listen, let me shine your shoe." And I was like, he's like 50,000, and I'm like 25,000. And then he agreed to it, and I got my shoes cleaned for $1. Yeah, which is not too bad.
And you can't really pass up a service like that when you know that you need it. You know, like it's not a scam if you actually need it and want it. You know?
Yeah, so there's always someone here to perform a service for you. But now we are going to go to one of the temples that they have on top of the water. It is a gorgeous view, and we can't wait to show you.
We've made our way over to West Lake, which houses Trang Quoc Pagoda, which is the oldest Buddhist temple in Hanoi, and it's gorgeous. In the pictures, I'll admit, I thought it was bigger and taller than what I'm looking at right now, but it's still gorgeous, still a very interesting architecture that I don't think we've seen before, and I'm excited to go check it out because this entire lake and the surrounding pathway around it is gorgeous.
This is also a very popular tourist spot, and I can tell why. This place is gorgeous. It's like sitting on this small little island on West Lake. It's totally isolated, but the colors are just
Ooh, yeah,
gorgeous.
The
They're so nice.
Like the red and the yellow, and guys, it's free to enter. Yeah. Guys, let me tell you a little something about Doyen. Whether you knew it or not before, he is a bubble tea addict. After the temple, we were walking around by the lake, kind of around by another temple, and every time he stumbles upon what looks like a good bubble tea place, you know he stops me and says, just wait, let's make a stop. I can't really blame him, it's pretty good. Thank you. What do you have to say for yourself?
$1 bubble tea, and Caitlin doesn't expect me to get it. Come on, anyone in the right mind will be getting this. This stuff is delicious. Bubble tea addict.
I'm trying to suck at the bubbles. The bubbles are the pearls are the best part. We were walking along that area right by the lake, and this is like a little subsection on the other side of the road, and I think it's a different lake, but they've got all these little like swan paddle boats on the lake, and me and Doyen were like, mostly me, that's so cute, we gotta do it, it's like a little romantic date. And here we are, except I'm the one pedaling, so I'm not sure it's so romantic anymore.
I don't know what she's talking about. I am paddling, I am putting in my fair share of work here. I just have tight hips, so sometimes I gotta take a little break. My name is Luffy, and together with my pirate crew, we're going to find the One Piece.
Oh my gosh. Doyen was going ham, trying to get us to one side of the lake, and it just stopped working. It straight up just stopped working. And now we're in the middle of the lake, and we have no idea how we're gonna get back. I'm a little stressed out.
Hello! The boat is broken!
Coming to our rescue.
It stopped working! Guys, I think he's fixing the boat on the spot. It's good now?
Okay.
Okay?
Okay.
That was it? Oh wow, thank you!
Thank you.
Wow, you're the best! The boat is moving once again. More of the story, just pedal lightly. Don't go ham, pedal lightly. It's your boy Doyen here, your captain. We are turning at 030 to our landing spot. We have just finished our swan boat ride, and now it's time for us to hop on the bike. That's why we got our trusted helmets, and we are going to St. Joseph's Cathedral, which I believe is the only cathedral, and if I'm wrong, fact check me, but I believe it's the only one in Hanoi. So let's check it out. We're gonna check out a few food spots around there, because I think we're also feeling a little bit hungry, so let's eat. We have now arrived at St. Joseph's Cathedral, which is one of the earliest cathedrals here in Hanoi. There are a few, so I'm fact checking myself, there are a few, but this is the most grandest, if that's a word. This is the grandest one of them all, and it is very unique because this was the first one that was built. So, oh my gosh, there were some people playing badminton. We'll move out of their way, but overall it's a beautiful, beautiful church, and let's take you around it.
Okay, we had to stop for some food after a while of just walking around, and we are gonna get some banh mi or Vietnamese subs, and I think we're both gonna get just like pork and pate with the bread, and I'm excited to try it. I'm excited to try my first Vietnamese sub authentically.
Alright guys, so we just got the sandwich. Here's what it looked like. They made sure they toasted it after they put all the meat and vegetables and everything in there. So let's take a bite. Vietnamese subs are delicious. The sauce, the pork, everything in there is just amazing. You have to try this when you're here.
So we were walking, we were just gonna walk down this street here because there's a lot going on, a lot of lights, a lot of like stuff that's attracting us. So we're like, okay, let's just like walk along the area, it's lively. And then we come across, we were gonna get pho later, obviously, but we walked by this one pho place and we noticed it had a line. And so, you know, obviously that catches our eye a little bit. And then I look to the side and it has a Michelin star, or so it makes it seem. So I'm gonna assume that's what that is. You see the little Michelin man? So, you know, we said, F it, we're just gonna check it out now and see if it's worth the hype of the line. And yeah, I don't know, our bellies always have room for pho. So I've got my bowl here. I put in a little bit of hot sauce. I tried it on the chopstick and it was really good. And then some fish sauce. Okay, no, that's really good. The beef itself, I think, is better than anywhere else that we've been before. It's just got a very distinct taste. Very good. I have no words other than wow. You know, sometimes when a place is hyped up, it kind of makes you question if it's worth it. And I'm always a little skeptical, I'll say. So I went in, I feel, with no bias, or at least I didn't think I did. But when I sat down and I took that first bite, I'm telling you, it's like not even, the broth was not my favorite, but it was the beef. Like they did something with the beef and the hot sauce that they had. I don't know, it was spicy, but it was flavorful. And overall, I think it's been my favorite place. So good.
I unfortunately have to agree with Caitlin on this one.
I'm sorry, wait, I had to peep in. Unfortunately, why? Why?
They must have done, you know, I think they pulled the Coca-Cola back in the 1900s. They may have sprinkled a little bit of something in that pho, because it's addictive. That was good. After a full day of eating, checking out some wonderful sights in Hanoi, and just enjoying ourselves to the fullest, it is time to go to bed because tomorrow we are going to Haiphong. Yes, sir.
We're obviously excited about it. We're obviously excited. You see these faces? I will say the one thing I hate is packing everything back up again, but I know that we'll have some new fun adventures there. I'm excited.
We'll see you guys in Haiphong!
Good morning. Today we are headed to another city, and that is Haiphong, and we have made it to the train station. And on the train, thankfully, we were rushing a little bit, so we were running. It's raining. It was a whole thing, but I'm glad that we made it on here, and now we've got our really comfy seats, and you know, gonna be here for the next 2 hours. We made it to Haiphong. It was about a, bless you, it was about a 2.5 hour train ride. The train moved very slow at some parts, so I'm not surprised, but we made it. And I'll say right off the bat, it's raining, but I really like the area. Right off the train, we've got some really nice palm trees, some really nice buildings. The vibe is quiet. I don't know if it's just this area, but so far it's more quiet. There was also a lot of really French looking buildings as we were coming into the area, so I'm excited to explore. We're gonna drop our bags off at the hotel, and depending on how bad the rain is, we'll go explore, but we'll get out at some time today anyways.
So we were gonna start off our day here in Haiphong by renting a bike, but unfortunately the rain is just too bad to be able to actually drive in here and enjoy ourselves. So today is gonna be a grab day where we're gonna be using the taxi to just kind of get around, and then tomorrow we'll rent a bike. But what are we gonna do here first? Tell them, baby.
Fuck yeah. Get it? Fuck.
Guys, that confused me. But yeah, we're gonna go eat some pho and then start exploring the town.
So you may be asking us, Caitlin, Doyen, why did you choose to come to Haiphong in the first place? Because trust me, I had never heard of the place before. I was doing a little research, and the reason mostly is because we wanted to stop somewhere in a transit towards Cat Ba Island, which is an amazing island that is kind of in the Halong Bay area. with some great views and I think more of like a small town vibe. So we're gonna be staying here for a couple days, more so in transit of there, but I thought we could make the most of it. We're gonna try some good food, explore, see what makes this place special. Nothing, guys. Okay. I like the noodles. We got chicken, so it's like a mix of different parts of the chicken. It's good. I'll say it's not as good as some of the other ones that we've had, but you can't really go that wrong. And I think that the best part of this one is the noodles. They're just really soft, really light. Yeah, I don't know. It's nothing special, but I'll enjoy it nonetheless. We're walking around after our mid-pho, sorry, and we noticed that there's not a lot of people out, and I don't know if it's just because the city itself is not as busy or because no one wants to be out because it's raining, but me and Doyle are just vibing out here. It's really just the two of us, and we started singing. Just the two of us. We can make it if we try.
One of the other cool things about Haiphong is you could actually walk on the sidewalk. Unlike Hanoi where there are motorcycles blocking you, there's no motorcycle here blocking you on that sidewalk, and there's space.
So we are back at the hotel. As soon as we got in here, we just passed out. I don't know what happened. Honestly, the train ride wasn't even that long. I think it was, like I had said before, 2.5 hours. But there was something about just getting up, making sure we had all of our stuff, getting to the train, riding the train, blah, 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 that just knocked us out. So we did, after that, go rent a motorcycle. Doan got used to it. He's becoming a pro, may I add, but it doesn't have one of those like phone holder things. So I was at the back of the motorcycle, like navigating where he was supposed to go, which was a very interesting experience, but he did say that I did a pretty good job, so I'll take it. Anyways, we will test our skills, or Doan's skills, more tomorrow. We'll go walking around, exploring a little bit more, and I am super excited because so far, Haiphong? Is it Haiphong? Because so far, Haiphong has been amazing, and I'm loving it. So we'll see you guys tomorrow. Good morning. We are back out on the streets today of Haiphong, and today our goal is to explore more of the city, see what we can find, see what makes this place special, and hopefully give you insight into why it may or may not be worth visiting. And in the process, we're gonna try and find some amazing street food that you can only find here. So without further ado, our first stop here is to try some of Haiphong's amazing street food. We're on the hunt for some spicy bread, which is basically just bread with pate and some sort of spicy chili sauce inside. And I want to find more about it because I love bread. I love everything that has to do with bakery. So we're gonna try and find it at this place that I think is just a couple meters down from us. Let's go. Okay, so we've got our bread. It's like a cute little sandwich almost, like it's just a tiny little thing. You can see the filling on the inside. And then I've got some spicy sauce that they gave me and that Doan created a little puncture hole with. I'm gonna put some sauce on. Yeah, it's not bad. I'm not crazy about the pate that's inside, but overall, like with the spicy sauce and just everything together, it's good. And it's kind of like a different taste, a different experience. It's like a mini Vietnamese sandwich. We're on our next pho adventure, the next pho stop of the day, which is right behind me here, and I'm excited to check it out because, you know, the first pho that we had here in Haiphong wasn't it, honestly. It left us disappointed, so it is time for redemption, I hope. About to try it. It's always so hot, which is good. I can't imagine pho not being hot. I feel like I have to let it out for a little bit before I take my big reveal bite. And I always like to try a bite first without like any of the extra sauces, because I feel like then you can really taste what it is and then you can modify it from there. The beef is a little different. It feels like maybe it's a different cut than some of the other ones we've had. But overall, like the broth is definitely better than yesterday. Let me see. Yeah, definitely. It is, you could use a bit more flavor, I would say, but I'm gonna add some sauces and go from there. Not bad. So we just finished eating our pho. I will say, it was a lovely shop with a lovely family. The pho was good, but the broth just didn't hit, and I feel like that's honestly the key element of good pho. And I think it's just the place. Like Haiphong, I don't think is known for pho like Hanoi is, because we had so many great pho dishes there. So we're gonna try and just gear back on track to try some street food. I think something I found online was called taupe cake, and I was Googling on a different site what it was and I couldn't find any information, but I found a potential shop that sells it. So we're gonna go figure it out. Maybe we'll get that, maybe we'll come across something different and better, but let's explore. So we've now arrived at our destination, Ban Mao Ban, and we've asked for a taupe cake, and this is what we were given. So it's like some sort of kind of broth or soup, and we're supposed to take some of this, which may or may not be what we were originally looking for, and dip it in and eat it all together. So let's just go for it. It's something I've never really seen before. It's like a very glutinous kind of base, and then the minced meat is actually really good. And when you dip it in here, it's like, oh, this is fish sauce. I'm pretty certain this is fish sauce. And it's got like some meat in it, and then it all makes sense. Yeah, I rate it. It's got like little dried crispy onions on top. I honestly am thoroughly enjoying myself. I think this is exactly what we were asking for. And you know what's funny? We actually, when we were on the train from Hanoi to Haiphong, I got like a little meal because I hadn't had breakfast yet. And if you know anything about me, I need food in the morning, okay? And it was like this because it was in the banana leaf and it had the same kind of glutinous base and blah, blah, blah. And it wasn't good. So I have to say, like, if you just go to the right place and they have the right ingredients and the right way of making things, it always slaps. And even though I have no idea what kind of meat this is, and I don't really want to know, it slaps. We just got off of our bike in a really busy street, honestly. It was a bit chaotic because we were trying to find the Chua Du Hang temple. And I have to say, as soon as we walked in, like the roads were busy, loud, lively. As soon as we walked into this space, which is like a whole garden around the temple, life changed. It was like stepping into a whole new world. Like I feel like Jasmine on the magic carpet, going through and just entering a whole different world. It is so quiet and serene in here. There's birds chirping, there's cats, there's ponds, there's trees. I don't even know where we are, but it's very nice. You may notice since we exited the temple, which is right now, that my hair color looks different. And it's because right across from the temple there was a hair salon, and I have been talking to Doyen for probably a couple weeks now about how I miss my darker hair. Obviously you could tell that the roots were coming in a little bit. And so we stopped by the hair salon to see how much it would cost, and it was a very reasonable 800,000, which is like $40 or less for a whole hair color change. And everyone there was so amazing, so attentive. There was like 5 different people on me at one point, all making sure that things were going smoothly. I felt like a queen. and honestly, y'all should accept nothing less. So I am insanely happy with my hair. I feel like a new woman, and now we can continue on our journey with a new attitude. After a busy day of eating, we worked ourselves up to some more hunger. So we are actually in kind of a supermarket, kind of Target vibes as well, but they've got some restaurants in here, and they've got what's called a Juki Korean buffet, which I don't know if I said that right, but you basically get all access to a buffet, and you can make your own like a broth and soup almost, and ramen. Honestly, the possibilities are endless, and I'm so excited to try it. I am so full. You know, sometimes with buffet style or like all you can eat type things, it's really hard to control yourself because I find myself wanting to really take advantage of it and then I overeat. But needless to say, it was amazing and definitely worth it. Lastly, for the evening, you may be wondering why you have not seen Doyen, the lovely cameraman, in front of the camera today, and it is because his eye has been giving him a lot of trouble. I think from the motorcycle, just like getting dust and dirt in it. So he's been crying all day, or he's just had tears leaking out and all this stuff. So he's been a little camera shy. So I've taken the reins today. Anyways, that is it for the evening. We've got some candy to go home to and relax a little bit. And then tomorrow we are on our way to Cat Ba. And I am so excited because it is such a gorgeous sight in photos. I want to see if it meets it in person. So anyways, we'll see you then.
Good morning, guys. Your boy is back. My eye is still not feeling 100%, but we are back. It's the next day and we are going to Cat Ba Island. I am so excited, and it is the place where Halong Bay is. And
actually, it's Lan Ha Bay, which is in the same like area, but it's
same thing.
Different.
Same thing. But yeah, no, this is the place where Lan Ha Bay and Halong Bay is. So we are gonna be spending a couple days there rather than just going there for a day and coming back. We wanted to really experience it, so let's go!
Yay. So as we were walking to get some food before getting to Cat Ba, and this is really close to where we were staying at our hotel. We were walking down this road by kind of the main street, and there are like 3-4 different mansions. I can't even tell you, I've never seen anything like this. Like, I've seen stuff like buildings like this, but never knowing that people actually live here. Like, these are people's homes and they look like museums. It's wild. So our taxi dropped us off at the ferry terminal, and we were planning on taking a ferry because it's only like less than $1 each to get on the ferry to get to the island, but there was no ferry supposedly that was here. I don't know why. I don't know if we got finessed. Either way, we took the speedboat, which is only 100,000 per person, which is like $5, so it's all good, and we get there faster. So we are well on our way, and I'm excited. So it's been a roller coaster. We saw the ferry and we were like, oh man, we got finessed. But then when we got off, they were like, okay, no, come to the bus, come to this bus. And we were like, no, we don't want to pay any extra. But apparently it was included in the ticket for the speedboat. So that was altogether the 200,000 for me and Doyen, which is about $10. And that includes getting to kind of the center of the town because it's about half an hour from the ferry terminal. So it would have actually cost us more to then try and find a taxi to take us there. So we got finessed, but it was in our favor, I guess. Me and Doyen got to our hotel, rented our motorcycle, and then decided that we just wanted to drive around. So we were driving around some of the kind of back roads and where it feels like a jungle, and I loved it. You could see all the mountains. It was really, I'm speechless. It was beautiful. And as we were driving, we were looking on the map and we saw Lion Coffee, and we were like, Lion Coffee? And I had been talking about how I wanted coffee, so we drove here. I don't know what to expect, what it is, but it's a really cute area, so let's go check it out. So as suspected, there are no lions here. I didn't think so. I just feel like that would have been strange. But there are, as we pulled up, there was some like dogs and cows, and I was like, are these the lions? So I really like the ambiance here. There's like cows in this huge, just calm field. You've got the mountains in the background, and we're here in the evening, so it's like 4:40, almost 5 o'clock, and you can see the sun starting to kind of come down, and so the light that is shining over the mountains is just gorgeous, and it's very peaceful over here. It's not like the busyness of the towns. We've got all the motorcycles and all the noises. It's just people enjoying themselves with music, and we got some coffee, so so happy. Good morning. We are ready for the day. We were ready for the day actually a couple hours ago. We were kind of taking things easy, and then when we finally realized, okay, we're ready to get going, we couldn't find our keys. We scoured literally, the keys, sorry, for the motorcycle. We scoured all over the room. Dwayne checked to make sure he didn't leave it in the ignition. We were like, what the heck? How do you lose keys? And then we checked the lobby because the night before we were looking at some packages for activities that they had in the lobby, and guess who left it on the table by the sign?
Yes, me. That is right. I left it on there by mistake. But we are back to 100%. We got the keys, we got the bike, and we're about to go explore a cave this morning. So what cave are we going to, baby?
It's called Trung Trang Cave, and it's in Cat Ba National Park. And apparently it's like a larger cave. Like I know some of the ones that we went to in Ninh, they were really small. So I think this one is bigger, and I'm excited to see it.
All right, well, we'll see you guys there.
Guys, we've made it to Trung Trang Cave. It was a beautiful ride here. Apparently it took us 20 minutes, but I swear it did not feel like 20 minutes. And I think it's because the drive was just so beautiful and so scenic that we were just enjoying ourselves. It was like a part of the activity almost, like just the big mountains all around you. It reminds me of home, like the Rocky Mountains back in Canada, but different, and like, you know, they're shaped different, so I really appreciated it. We've made it here, and it looks like it may or may not be kind of like a hike style, which I'm okay with, but I swear Dwayne is sick of hikes. He's sick of it, so we'll see. He may just have to suck it up, but I'm excited.
One of the things that we didn't realize is that you actually need to get a ticket to come and see the cave. But the good thing is the ticket also gives you access to the national park, which is just down the road from our location, and it's around 80,000 BND per person, which is equal to around 3-4 USD per person, so not too bad.
This was definitely one of the, if not the biggest caves that we had ever seen. We had to walk up a bunch of stairs to get to the entrance of the cave, and once we got in there, everything just opened up, and some parts of the cave were a lot taller and wider, and then some parts were a lot thinner and had us feeling a little claustrophobic. But it went on for such a long ways, and there was lots of little details within the cave that we really enjoyed walking through. We drove just about, I'd say, 2 minutes up the road from the cave to get to the national park entrance, which I don't know if the national park is like everywhere, and this is just a subsection of it, but it was a big sign to go into this pathway, and I'm not sure what we're gonna find, but it's gorgeous, it's quiet, lots of trees, there's some buildings, but yeah, we're just gonna follow the path and see what we find. Right, so the trail that we were walking on led up to a little cafe at the end, and we thought that was all, and then we kind of explored past it, and there is an entrance to a bit of a hike, and we were contemplating it because, you know, we're seasoned vets when it comes to hiking, but then it looked pretty rough and jagged, and I know we could have done it, but we also haven't eaten today, and I feel like on an empty stomach it's not really the best thing to do, on top of wanting to do other things more. So we're gonna go back, but if you do come here, it is an option, and you can walk on the trail and get up there and around. So we were about to be well on our way down the road back closer to our hotel to get something to eat, and Joanne and I were like, oh, this is like a great place to get a drone shot. So we took it up. Before we took it up, we noticed that one of the blades was a little bent, and we were like, it's fine. And it took off fine. It was getting some great views for probably a couple minutes, and then all of a sudden it just there was a bug on Doyen.
Oh, what the heck? It's a spider! Oh, it's a spider! It's a spider! Hold this, hold the camera, hold the camera. Hold it to you. Ah, there's a spider. Oh, I'm done with that.
It's been a day full of avoiding bugs. Anyways, long story short, it fell through the bushes, and when I initially saw that, I said, I ain't going in there. We've lost the drone, it's done. And then we noticed that there was a bit of a pathway, and so we went in, and I think I searched, because I'm wearing like full pants. Doyen's not. So I went in, and I searched and searched for probably 20 minutes, and finally, when we were about to give up, I found it. And whew, honestly guys, it was a journey. Even Doyen, I think, is still struggling.
I need bug spray.
He needs bug spray. That was my job, and I failed. We've made it back in one piece after our unexpected journey through the forest today. And I feel like the day is going by so quickly, but we are now back in the main part of town. We're just kind of doing a little bit of a walk by that bay area, by the shore, so we can see the nice view at Lan Ha Bay, and it's actually amazing. I tried taking a video and it just doesn't do it justice. It's just something that you have to see with your own eyes.
Caitlin is unfortunately right. I have to agree with her on this one. The Bay Area is so beautiful. You can see all the individual islands on top of the water. It is a sight to see. Too bad the camera can't really fully capture that, but still a sight to see.
We are making our way downtown, the main town, walking around, finding something to eat here. Just a little snack, you know. But as we're walking, we notice these like miniature little trees that kind of resemble the super trees in Singapore in the gardens by the bay. And we'll put a clip so you can see, but I swear it is like an exact replica and just tweaked a little and made miniature. I don't know if it was inspiration, but hey, it looks nice. Ooh, after some delicious food this evening, we got some candy, and we're gonna go back to the hotel, watch a couple of movies and relax, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.
Good morning. We are on our last day here in Kappa. We were supposed to go to the beach earlier, but it was raining throughout the whole morning. But now that it stopped raining, we're now going to go check out the beach. So we'll see you guys there.
We have made it to the beach, and it's pretty gorgeous, I'm not gonna lie. We didn't know what to expect because it's not like it's a hot day, so not a lot of people are really at the beach or in the water at all. But there was a walking trail that I saw from the corner, and so we came up against Doyen's better judgment. I'm sorry. No, he agreed. It's fun. But it has an amazing view of all these little rock mountains, and it wraps around, so we're gonna keep going and just enjoy ourselves.
So if you continue on this beautiful scenic walk, you will eventually reach Kako 1, which is a second beach within the area, and I think it's worth the walk because you get such a serene and beautiful view of the little islands scattered around, and you can see the vast seas. It's gorgeous.
So we drove down to the area where there was more of those kind of rock islands visible, but every single restaurant that we tried to find there was closed. And so we just drove back up kind of near our hotel and found another place. And we're gonna get ice cream before we leave. But I just wanted to add, this place has been beautiful and amazing, but there is something different and special about food in Hanoi. The food here, I'm just gonna say right now, you don't come to Cat Ba Island for the food. It's just not the main priority. The food here has been quite mediocre at best, but Hanoi, baby, that is the one thing I'm holding on to right now. I am excited to eat the food when we get back. We're gonna get a nice hot bowl of pho, fill our bellies with some goodness. We'll see you back there. After we filled our bellies and got back to the hotel, we got on a bus that we organized through the hotel, and it's a small price to pay for the bus, a speedboat back to like that middle island between Haiphong and Kappa Island, and then another bus all the way back to Hanoi. So we will be here traveling for the next probably 3 hours. So I've got some shows downloaded and we're ready to go. See you in Hanoi! We made it back to Hanoi finally after what felt like a long ride, and hungry bellies. We decided to end off our night with eating at our favorite restaurant, and I am so excited. I've never felt hunger like this. I'm excited. There's a bit of a line, but it's moving quick, so I think we should get in soon. When we finally got in and sat down, the pho was brought to us, and it was like such a warm goodbye after all of the pho that we had tried during our stay in Hanoi, and this being the best one, it was like the perfect goodbye. Everything about it was amazing.
All right, guys, it is now 2 a.m. in the morning. We had our delicious bowl of pho and had to run back home, well, to the Airbnb, pack up our stuff, and we're now at the airport. So we just want to say thank you guys for, I guess, staying with us throughout this whole vlog, because this is definitely a lot longer than usual. So we were so glad that you stayed with us through it all. Vietnam is one of a kind. We did so many things here, from trying out the local foods to going to Ninh Binh and floating in that beautiful serene river, climbing on top of a mountain, which I was exhausted. It was tiring. We just want to say thank you for staying with us through it all, and we really hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye. Say bye. Say bye.
I'm tired. Bye.